Hey, hello, my beautiful friends of the internet. I hope you are having a wonderful day. So, in the last couple of videos, we discussed about creating a vision, finding your purpose, your raison d'etre, building a business model around it, and we also talked about finances, so you can validate your business model and get your business running. And in today's session, we are going to discuss something else, and we are going to build on top of your business model and your business financials. And by now, you have some sort of business, but you may or may not have customers, or you may or may not have the right partners and right stakeholders to get it moving. So, today what we are going to discuss is I called it from not working to networking. We'll take you from not working to networking. So I hope you're excited, and let's meet you after the intro. Hey, welcome back. So, for as long as businesses have existed, this rule has also existed. And the rule is your network will determine your net worth. With as many people know you, when they need your services, they can connect with you. But if you are just out of sight, and or people simply don't know you, you're not even out of sight, they've never heard of you, and even if they are looking for that service, they don't know that you provide that service. So you are just out of their mind. But and that's why networking is so important. By networking, I don't mean those pyramid schemes and all of that rubbish. I mean building genuine human heart-to-heart connections and just being a nice person and letting people know what you're offering, and if necessary, helping them connect with each other and helping them solve their problem. Because the way you earn money, and only respectful way of making money, is to help people with money solve their problem, which are more important to them than the money they have. So the solution is more valuable than the money itself. And that's the way you make any kind of sustainable income. So, we're going to discuss this in two aspects, and I'm calling it the internal network and the external network. And we are going to discuss internal network in terms of what Napoleon Hill calls the mastermind principle. And then we are going to expand it out into the public, into either it's social media or it's networking in a physical in the physical world. But so that's why I'm calling it external network, because it's outside your company, it's outside your closest business associates and stakeholders, and just building that momentum and getting the word out that you are offering these services or products, and you can help solve the problem, and so on. So the internal network is important because you need trusted allies, you need trusted team members and stakeholders, to just get your thing running. And so Napoleon Hill calls this the mastermind principle. And the mastermind principle suggests that when two minds act together on a same project, on the same problem, or in regards to the same problem, in finding the solution, or with any kind of shared objective, when two or more minds work together, it kind of creates a harmony and a symphony, and it just you can achieve something in a very short time you wouldn't achieve by yourself probably in your lifetime. And initially I thought it's kind of rubbish, but through experience and through time, I realized there is some definite truth in it. And he gives example of Henry Ford. Henry Ford had this strategic partnership with his own wife, and Mrs. Ford inspired Henry Ford Sr. and just kept him going when he was somewhat confused or lacked inspiration or focus.
An understandable definition of the mastermind is this: it consists of two or more people who work in perfect harmony for the attainment of a definite purpose. Now, here are some interesting facts about the mastermind which give you an idea of how important it is and how necessary that you embrace this principle and make use of it in attaining success in your chosen occupation. First of all, it is the principle through which you may borrow and use the education, the experience, the influence, and perhaps the capital of other people in carrying out your own plans in life. It is the principle through which you can accomplish in 1 year more than you could accomplish without it in a lifetime if you depended entirely upon your own efforts for success. And I have heard well-informed Bible students say that the first known application of the mastermind was that which existed between the Nazarene and his 12 disciples. Of one fact, I am absolutely sure. When you form a true mastermind alliance with others and work with them in a spirit of perfect harmony, you can draw freely upon the spiritual forces within you in carrying out your plans and desires. I also know that the mastermind principle can give you absolute protection against failure, provided always that your purpose in using this principle is beneficial to all whom you influence. In my research while organizing the science of success, I had the collaboration of practically every outstanding, successful man this country has produced during the past 50 years. And I can tell you definitely that their success was due in the main to their knowledge and application of the mastermind principle. I wish also to call your attention to the fact that our great American way of life and our unmatchable system of free enterprise have been built upon the mastermind principle. The greatest document ever conceived by the mind of man is a perfect example of the mastermind principle in action. It is the Declaration of Independence, and the best evidence of the importance of maintaining perfect harmony in a mastermind alliance may be found in the fact that the 56 men who signed the Declaration of Independence knew full well that it might turn out to be either a license of freedom for all mankind or a death warrant which would cause each of the signers to be hanged. Now let us see how the mastermind principle has brought success to people whom we all know. First, consider when Kate Smith began her career as a singer. She had difficulty in earning enough from her singing to pay her living expenses. And she perhaps never would have made her singing pay if she had not discovered and applied the mastermind principle, which gave her access to the master key to success when she formed a mastermind alliance with Ted Collins. And according to a report I saw in Reader's Digest, Kate Smith has earned upwards of $30 million, and she is still in the upper brackets of income. Two, I remember when Edgar Bergen and that cute little block of wood known as Charlie McCarthy used to play anywhere they could get an engagement. And I rather suspect that often all they got for their services was a meal. But Edgar Bergen is a smart man in the field of entertainment. So he formed a mastermind alliance which introduced him and Charlie to millions of people by radio and television. And I suspect he is not concerned about money any longer. And you may be surprised when I tell you that the great Ford industrial empire started with the formation of a mastermind alliance between Henry Ford and his wife. At the beginning of his career, Henry Ford was shy and lacking in self confidence. It was Mrs. Ford who inspired Henry Ford with the faith and the courage to go ahead with the perfection of his horseless carriage. Although his relatives and neighbors generally tried to discourage him from wasting his time with the contraption, as they called it. And right here, may I offer a word of advice to the wives? You have it within your power to make or break your husband. By forming a mastermind working alliance with him, you can inspire him to aim high and to carry on when the going is hard until he achieves his aims. I have often observed that somewhere in the background of every successful man I have ever known is evidence of the influence of a woman. Well, generally speaking, this woman is a wife, but I have also noticed that where the wife fails to form a mastermind alliance with her husband and neglects to serve as an inspiration to him, some other woman often is nearby and looking for that very opportunity.
Now, you might not have partners or stakeholders or, any of that initially. And initially, you might be a lone wolf, or, as we like to call them today, a solopreneur. And you'll be managing everything, you'll be juggling many balls, and that's all good. And, but that's great. But, there will be times when having someone on your side just supporting you would be great. So think about it, can you involve any of your friends or family members, or anyone who could gain something from this, and simultaneously you would gain by having them on your side. And you might find someone, you might not find someone. And if you don't find someone, just don't get disappointed, keep going. I'm sure on the way you will encounter the right partners and right suppliers, right stakeholders. You just have to be patient with this and just create this team. It could be one, or it could be two or more people working on the same objective. And you can do these kinds of meetings where you keep each other in check. You share your statistics, what's going on with the business, how are your plans going, do you need any pivoting, any corrections, or do you need to put more effort into it? And just having someone to discuss with provides a lot of aid, a lot of benefit. For example, you might see in Sherlock, even though Watson does not really contribute that much, when he does, it's tremendously helpful. But even when he doesn't, just the mere sense of being able to communicate and share with someone and putting it out and talking it out loud just allows Sherlock to solve the problem much quicker and in a much better way. Because the sheer act of communicating allows his mind to be more focused in processing in the background. So, think about this and just build an internal network of people. By internal, I mean within your company. And just get as many people as you can get on your side. But don't go over the top. Like, don't bring a dozen people into the business when business can't even sustain you. Excuse me. So, just be careful that you're not overcrowding it, because, sometimes the job requires two people, and if you have a dozen people, it just, crowds the area and makes it more difficult to do. So don't go over the top, but just get two or three people in the beginning. That's what I would suggest on your side, and just, so you can brainstorm, and you could just get the ideas and execution flowing. So that's the internal network. Now let's talk about the external network. And as far as external network is concerned, there are two things that are key. Um, and these two things are, first is your unique identity or personality that you want to project out into the world through your business or through your art or through your craft or through whatever you're doing. It should have some kind of unique voice, because if you there's so many businesses offering so many services out there, and no matter how unique you are, just there's just so many noise that you won't stand out if you don't present yourself in a unique way. And so that's one thing that's important. You have to have some ability to stand out. If you don't have it, you'll have to create it, and you'll have to find what works best for you. Is it video? Is it meeting people in person? Is it writing? Is it poetry? Is it music? Just what gets attention and what you're naturally good at. And then, meanwhile, you could leverage what you're good at, but you should also develop the things where you are lacking. For example, when I was recording these videos, and in the first couple of videos, I was really self-conscious and somewhat nervous, because I never had problem speaking in public or talking to people online, but camera doesn't give you any kind of feedback. So it's just a blank screen, or a lens staring back at you, and you don't know how you are looking, if the things you are saying make sense, and it just gets me. It got me really, really uncomfortable. And so if you go back and look at the first two videos, it was somewhat awkward. I was hesitating. I would say awkward phrases, and my grammar. Anyway, it just wasn't good. It just wasn't up to the standard I expect from myself. But as I kept going, I was able to improve on that. And then if you look by third video, fourth video, and fifth video, I've tried to improve it. I've tried to improve my flow, and I've just tried to overcome sheer fumbling. And so you might not be good at some of the aspects, and it will just take some time and some practice, but you'll get there. If you don't give up, you'll get there. So that's the first thing, your unique expression. Finding your unique expression and projecting it out loud, because if you have a unique expression or unique point of view on things, and if you just keep it hidden, right, this we do a lot of times, that we keep the unique aspects of ourselves hidden because we don't want to be judged. And when we do that, we attract people who are attracted to things we don't show, or are attracted to personality we pretend to project. We project, but it's not our real personality. But then we won't attract the right people who would actually like to work with us, and who are in who could be potentially in love with our real personality, which we are hiding all the time. So it's twofold. You have to seek within, you have to find that unique expression and project it out, and project it out. So these are two: finding and projecting. You can't keep it hidden. You might have the world's best product, but if you keep it hidden, nobody's going to buy it. Maybe you can do that if your customer is let's say US Army, then they don't want you to be marketing your product to other people. But other than that, if you have a commercial product or service, it's best to stand out, and doing so elegantly. So that's the first. The second is you have to be kind, and you have to be willing to help. Because a lot of times, if you go to these networking events and these business networks, and all these associations and stuff like that, you would soon realize that people are just not being authentic enough and kind enough, or they're constantly in that profit mindset, right? They want to milk you like a cash cow. and it goes mutual. So if two people are shaking hands, the other hand is in each other's pocket, and it's not good. It does not create any long-term productive friendships or relationships. So I would suggest, instead of going to those networking events, or those associations or those clubs where they talk about networking and they talk about entrepreneurship, I mean, you can go there if you have extra time, but instead I would recommend focus on something where you can meet new people, and where you can express yourself through in some way. So let's say you go to a yoga class, you will meet and go to the yoga class where people, the kind of people you want to meet would come. So if you want to grow your business, uh, you want to meet more executives, don't go to the yoga class where all you can find is um, stay at home mothers. But if you have a product you would want to sell to that audience, then find a yoga class where you would meet as many as stay-at-home mothers, and just housewives, and so on. So you find a hobby, or you find something you can do, and so there could be a common activity, a common thread that helps you connect with these people. And the people you meet in this way are going to be, because they are not looking to profit and you both are not looking to profit, you can get much genuine, you can develop much genuine friendships and relationships, whether personal or professional, in this way. So doesn't matter what you do, is it playing the guitar, is it dancing, is it swimming, is it golf, whatever works for you, and whatever don't do something you don't like, because it will show that the person would see through you that you're pretending to like this hobby or this activity, but you don't really like it. So find something you're at least moderately interested in, and then meet these people and talk to them. And instead of trying to monetize, see what they are looking for. This would not just help you build your own business. Some of these, I'm sorry. So when you ask the people about what they're looking for, it will not just help you improve your business, you will be helping them in return. But you will also gain some new ideas and new insights. So, into your own business, but coming through that customer segment you want to target and you want to help. So that's first. Now look for the ways you can help them. Can you connect them to someone? Like, are they looking for a dog sitter and you have a friend who does that part time, or something like that. So just try to help them, try to build genuine friendship, genuine relationships, and eventually this would just get the ball rolling, and you will develop uh, a wide network of people, from all different professions, all different backgrounds at your disposal. And because you help them in many ways, they would want to help you back. That's basically a psychological law. It's called the law of reciprocity. It says when you do something for someone, they internally feel this obligation, almost a compulsion, to do something for you in return. And so keep that in mind. But you can do the same, on internet. So instead of just posting things mechanically, you can just start engaging with people and try to understand what kind of content they need. Have they ever worked with, let's say you do web design, ask them, have they ever worked with a web designer? How was the experience? What did they like? What did they, hate? And what was moderately okay? And just interacting with people, complimenting them, helping them, would give you a lot of perspective, and that in itself is a reward. But that's not it, because when you do that, you will also build a network of people who would be happy to help you in return, and with their help, you will achieve something you could not achieve on yourself in 100 years. Sometimes a person, each person has his or her own leverage, their own leverage. And, the way they can order things and they can manipulate things for you. But here I'm using manipulate in a positive sense. Just the way they can organize things for you, you might not be able to do for yourself. And the same is true for you. You might be able to organize things for them. They won't be able to do for themselves. So we are just building a network where we can mutually help each other. We are not building a network where we're constantly talking about milking people and treating them as cash cows. So you know uh, this will take some time. It's a long-term strategy. It's not like pushing an ad campaign on Facebook, but it fucking works. And this has always worked and it will always work. This is an eternal strategy because you are building real long-term relationships with people instead of short-term desire, instead of being driven by a short-term desire of profiting. So let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. Think about this, apply this, figure out ways to apply this. And yeah, I forgot something. There's an exercise you can do, in order to develop this. So make a list of 10 or 15 people in your life, and then write down what are their aspirations, what are they looking to achieve in the next 4 or 5 years, and then write down how can you help them get there. Now when you do this exercise for the first time, you'll realize how little we know about other people. We most of the time do no idea what other people are actually aspiring for, and our conversations are simply superficial, hi, howdy, and bye bye, tata. And we are not really going deep into what other people's aspirations are, what their deep thoughts are, what are they looking for in life, and how can they help you get where you want to get, and how can you help them get where um, they want to get. So just practice this. Make a list of maybe 15, 20 people and what they want to achieve in the next 5 years, and then see if you can connect these people with each other. Maybe they can help each other. And of course this won't help you grow your business, but this will develop, this might, but this may or may not help you grow your business, but this will develop that habit of seeing beyond the surfaces and just going deeper into the needs and aspirations of other people and helping them. And then as I said, it's a psychological law. They will feel obliged to do something for you in return, but don't expect it. Just give and keep giving, and I assure you, when it comes back, it will come back 10 times or 100 times. So don't worry too much about the short-term reward when you're building a business. If you're at a job, make sure you look at everything with precision. If you're being treated badly, you would be treated worse in the coming months. So take that as as a red flag and leave as soon as you can. But in business, you might want to give some more time and develop these connections to a certain degree and to a certain depth before asking for something in return. Because everybody hates that person. Nobody really likes to be used as a commodity, as an object that but if you are, are genuinely interested in someone's life and you ask them, like, if you know some businessman, uh, you see them as an inspiration. And if you're genuinely interested in their life and if you talk to them, they will tell you some of the deep things, like how they got where they are, and what helped them, what where they struggled, how they resolved their problems. They would love to help you in that sense. But just don't go to some person you just saw and ask for money for starting the business, or don't do stupid things like that, because you will not just look stupid. Now that person has a prejudice against you, and it's very hard to gain that trust and respect back. So yeah, I think I'll wrap it up. It's like 25 minutes. But we talked a lot about personality, about expressing that personality, about an internal network using the mastermind principle. If you're interested in mastermind principle, you should search it. It will give you more insight into that. And then we talk about an external network. Instead of just going to networking events, go at a place where you can meet real people and where they are at home, when they are comfortable and they are being themselves, rather than just projecting a fake personality to get some quick reward from each other. um, and then we talk about an external network online, where you are interacting with people, you're complimenting them, not flattery, but genuine compliments, and you're learning from them and you're helping them, and and you can just hope they will help you in return, because they always do. And I'm speaking from from experience that they always do. Not all of them, but some of them. And when they realize you are genuinely there to help you, they will help you in ways you can't even imagine right now. So I wish you a wonderful week, and I'll come back next week with another video, and we'll talk about an end-to-end ecosystem, where we talk about the marketing. We talk about funnels and value ladder and things like that, and about creating a sales flywheel. So I wish you a wonderful week and a wonderful day, or a wonderful night, and a wonderful life. See ya.